Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Deep Waters with Deborah Waters, and indeed, we're talking about intelligence versus eloquence, which is more important, especially as a life skill, which is more important in terms of picking a life partner, which is more important in terms of getting into a relationship, which is more important in terms of our relationship in the society. I know that in the society of ours, we consider one more important. Before people can even see your intelligence or hear your intelligence or know that you're intelligent, sometimes they want to know that you're eloquent. They want to see how you speak, how you communicate and all that stuff. And I feel like for some reason, eloquence is actually a bit overrated because we are so focused on how somebody presents something, the kind of English they speak. I even realized that some people, when they're looking for a job, for example, or looking for an opportunity in this part of the world, they people with foreign accents and who speak even more eloquently, they tend to have more chances, the upper hand when it comes to getting the job. So we're asking, eloquence and intelligence, is eloquence a sign of intelligence? The fact that you can speak very well or speak English and express yourself in the most delicious way, does it mean that you can actually solve problems, apply, your knowledge here and there? And giving the example of the story that was see that have been going on online about the lady who said that she has a BSc in law. Some people have come out to say, no, she just one don't wish she's intelligent. She was just afraid. She was just not very eloquent. Some people say, how can you say she's eloquent when she's clearly cannot even speak well? How can you say she's intelligent when she's saying that she has a BSc in law? It's just a mix of all these things. And I really want to hear your thoughts on the question of the day. So feel free to join in, calling on 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. And so far, I've taken your calls. You guys have said, oh, eloquence is not a sign of intelligence. Intelligence is not a sign of eloquence. But the truth is that there must be some relationship between them, right? Even the word itself, eloquence, intelligence, there's definitely a relationship. And that's what we're going to try to find out on today's show. As always, I have a special guest with me in the studio. He's called the Elite MC. He's an MC who has a sterling track record of hosting events, both corporate and ceremonial, since 2018. And he has over a decade of presenting and hosting, as an MC, and also a host, a moderator, with different corporate clients, including international organizations, non-profit organizations, and companies. I can't even start to mention, the kind of companies I'm seeing here. May not be like say they do adverts because they never pay us. But ladies and gentlemen, I have with me in the studio Ayo Deji, aka Ayo Mike, aka the Elite MC. Hi.
Hi, Deborah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on.
You.
I really appreciate to seeing your doings, your things online.
I try sometimes.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
So for the sake of this show, I'm going to be calling you Mr. Eloquence.
No, please.
Don't
Let's do that.
Why are you? Are you not eloquent?
I mean, I'm sure we have more people that are more eloquent than I am.
Oh, please, right? Don't be humble. Oh, please, you that
I'm very sure.
Or corporate shows and stuff. You're telling me you're not. Show whining. You are whining me right now.
I'm sure I have quite a number of people who are probably more eloquent than I am. But yes, I like to think that I speak good. And I'm able to articulate my thoughts properly.
Do you consider yourself intelligent though?
I am intelligent.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel like if I ask like 100 people this question, everybody's going to say I'm intelligent. So what makes us intelligent?
All right. So I think that intelligence is a subset of so many things. All right. It would have to do with different facets of life, basically. It could be in terms of work. It could be in terms of street intelligence, street OT like they call it, being street smart.
Okay.
It could be in terms of gadgets, all right, you know how to dissect, you know how to break things down, bring them all back. You're able to study, read, and apply the knowledge that you've acquired into doing things. So that would be you would be termed as an intelligent person. So one of the things that I also did when I got the topic, I'm going to put Deborah on the spot here. When I got the topic, I did a little bit of research. All right, because they say that
as an intelligent man,
they say the faintest of pens is better than the sharpest of brains, which is very, very true. A lot of times intelligent people think that they have the can-do-all attitude, right? They probably would be able to understand things, grasp things better than every other person, but they forget that what you don't put on paper or what you don't put down somewhere, there's every tendency to forget about it. All right, so I did a little bit of research, and because the topic was such that I needed to understand what exactly it meant. Yes. So I checked online, and I checked what eloquence means. I checked what intelligence means.
okay, help us
But for the purpose of what we're talking about right now, intelligence, right? You asked if I was intelligent, right? Or if I am intelligent.
Okay.
So I saw online intelligence. Google says it's the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skill. All right. It also goes further to say that intelligence goes beyond being eloquent. So eloquence or being eloquent is the ability to express yourself, all right, fluently or persuasively, and it's a way of stirring up emotions in people to do something or to probably like fuel you, so to speak. All right, so it would, of course, it has to do with speech. Eloquence would say, some of people online would say eloquence would have to do with speech and writing, but it is majorly about speech. All right, so how you know someone is eloquent is when you hear them talk. All right, they may not necessarily be intelligent about other things in their lives, but on that subject, they can be termed eloquent and they can be termed intelligent on that subject, which is why I said intelligence is eloquency, or being eloquent is a subset. It's a part of being intelligent.
Well, if we're using the example you give, eloquence is more like your ability to convince and persuade and get you to decide, right? Which can in itself just be a talent, being able to, like a salesman, being able to just wrap your head around it and and all. And it doesn't really mean that you have in-depth knowledge sometimes or intelligence about that.
Absolutely. So here's the thing. When you meet people, what is the first thing that you do? You have a conversation with them. All right. Now, it is very easy to sway someone if you are very good with words. You would easily sway them with your finesse and all of that. All right. But
like
whether
they always do at the weddings.
I mean, I know the work too. So beyond just being eloquent, I am also intellectual about the job. So yes,
your mouth is.
I mean, it's part of the job, right? So here's the thing. Eloquence is an aspect of intelligence, right? So if I go to events, I am knowledgeable about events. I know what comes next. So if I do a certain thing, I know what comes next. I know what comes before that thing. I'm able to study the crowd, read the audience, okay? And then I'm able to speak based on what I see, okay? Someone who is intelligent but they're not eloquent would not be able to carry along the guests. So which is why I say eloquence is majorly verbal. All right, and that is how you know whether someone is actually sound or anything. Yes, it is understandable that you can fake intelligence. You gave an example of people who go for interviews, all right? And the first thing people are looking forward to seeing or hearing is your voice, is how you're able to articulate your thoughts, what you're able to say. Now, whether you know the work would come out when they start asking you technical questions. All right, so when you dive into the waters, then we know whether you can swim, just like Deborah Waters.
And deep waters.
Deep waters, So that's when we know whether you can swim.
But
okay. Go ahead.
Do you think that eloquence can max the ability to speak? Can max the lack of substance? Do you think that the ability to speak very well can actually hide that you're not intelligent?
I agree that it can.
Why does that seem very close to home for you?
I don't understand.
You have this look on your face that says, I agree and I understand.
Yes.
Like I've been there.
Yes, because, and for people who are in the position of power, take heads of state for instance, right? You want a head of state that is going to tell you that we're going to tackle this issue. They will make you believe that they know how to tackle it. But are they knowledgeable about how to tackle it? They probably may not be. But they would bring in people who are able to tackle the issue. But the first point of call is that they've sold
Eloquence.
hope
Basically.
to you, right? And they've told you, listen, we know this thing, we are going to tackle it. This is how we're going to tackle it. So book knowledge, right? But they're able to articulate their thoughts properly, such a way that you think that yes, this person, they're going to kill the job. But it doesn't mean that they actually have the required knowledge to kill it.
Wow, that's incredibly deep. This is
Yeah.
Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. Join the conversation. I saw some of your calls earlier, so please do well to call back. If you have thoughts and questions and opinions, please do well to share by calling in on 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. I still have Ayo Deji, Ayo Mike, the elite MC still in the house. Mr. Eloquence. Oh, he said I shouldn't call that, sorry. Mr. Elite, helping us dive deep on the topic of the day. Let's take your calls. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for calling.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
So, yes.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
So, I think for me, eloquence and intelligence are the same. Because if you're intelligent and you don't know how to put your words well, then you're not eloquent. And you're intelligent, yes, in the aspect of you can do things, you understand things, but you're not intelligent in the aspect of eloquence.
So you don't
Then-
think... Okay, go ahead.
Then if you're eloquent, for some people though, if you're eloquent, you know how to open up, you know how to speak up, you are intelligent. But in the real thing, if you're eloquent and you don't know how to open up, you can't speak up. You're intelligent, yes, but you're not eloquent. They do have a similarity, at the same time they don't. Because for some sides you're intelligent but you're not eloquent. Like now, it's not everyone that went to school that could speak good English. But you know how to direct that English to what you're saying.
Okay.
So
for you, how would you say for you? Are you intelligent and eloquent, or where do you stand? Or you I know you said that you cannot do one without the other, according to you. You can't have one without the other.
yes.
Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. All right. Do you agree with her though?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. Because, I mean, the topic here is eloquence a sign of intelligence? And I think one of the first things I said when I started speaking is that, yes, it is a sign of intelligence, all right? And that's the truth. Being intelligent is broader than being eloquent, or it's broader than the word eloquence, all right? Because it is a part of being intelligent. If you're able to articulate your thoughts properly, and you can speak on a subject matter,
Like
you are
giving
intelligent.
the example of, especially giving an example from the head of state perspective.
Do you get?
Where you just come and speak plenty English and you have not done the work.
You've not done the work.
But people would
They
buy
believe you.
into
They
it.
would buy into it. And at the end of the day, you go ahead, get people who will do the work.
Yeah.
If they will do the work. All right. But doesn't necessarily mean that this person knows the nitty-gritty of the whole thing, right? But they are eloquent about it. I mean, take for instance Barack Obama of our time. Barack Obama would sell hope to you. You will believe everything he says. But is he the one that is actually going to do the work? Probably not, because he has a team that will do the work. He probably is not even as intelligent as those people. They'll say that once you're in a position of power, you need to, or even anywhere at all, it could be in the workplace, wherever it is, you need to hire people who are more intelligent than you, and that is how you grow a business. That is how you grow a nation. All right, you would be the set man because you can speak, you can convince people, you are able to speak to their emotions. All right, and then they believe what you say based on what you said.
So should people strive for intelligence or eloquence first?
So there are people who are intelligent, but they cannot articulate their thoughts properly. Both of them go hand in hand, and that's the truth. There's a level of greatness or height you will achieve, or you will get to, without being eloquent. You want to make the very best of wherever you are. You have to know how to articulate your thoughts properly. People are not saying, okay, get on the work. It is not an on-the-job thing that we're talking about here.
But it's not something
Eloquence.
everybody can do.
Yes,
It's
it is. But
the fact that you can do it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that. Have you seen some people how nervous they get when they literally have panic attack?
Absolutely.
Some people just cannot. They would just rather
Absolutely.
be in their hiding space.
Absolutely.
And I hear you loud and clear. I'm asking, which one should we strive to have? Should we strive to be more intelligent, or should we strive to be more eloquent? Even though that both of them are actually good. But for some people that cannot break out of that, is it fear or discomfort or just feel like it's not them? I'd rather just be here,
So I would say that it's fear, it's majorly stage fright, and I think sometimes it could come off as pride.
Pride in terms of?
So here's the thing, right? So you know how it is where you feel like, oh, you don't know what to say because you don't know how it's going to be accepted. Meanwhile, there are people who are dying, for the lack of a better word, to hear you speak. And so you have a lot of information, but you hold it to yourself because you feel like I'm not going to be able to articulate my thoughts properly.
Okay.
So you're what's the word now? You're shortchanging some people of being able to pick up some things from you. So I feel like you're a vessel, right? So whatever it is that if you come to planet Earth, the ideal thing is to live and die empty. All right. So for the fact that you say you would not go out there, I mean, people go for trainings, public speaking trainings. There's all of that. So here's one thing that I usually do.
Okay.
I look at an average individual, a man, for instance, and if I'm to speak in front of them, I ask myself, these people, they're created in the same way I'm created, right? Our body sizes differ, definitely. Our heights differ, but the nature, the structure of a man is the same thing. So I just picture them that, okay, so if we all were naked, for lack of a better word, if we all were naked, would they be able to say, no, this person is more manly than this guy? You're a man just because you were born as a man. So I look at people like that and say, if you're a man, regardless of your title, your position, because you're putting on a cloth, doesn't mean that I'm a lesser person to you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I feel like people can be eloquent if they want to. There are trainings, there are books to read. Start from having conversations with people. Just general conversations. Doesn't have to be something gangacious. Doesn't have to be. Have
Is that the
conversation.
word in the dictionary?
I mean, that word isn't
Just
there, but
checking.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Can get yours.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be out there, but just have conversations with people, basically, and then you realize that you grow. It's a skill that can be learned. You don't become eloquent in a day.
What about intelligence? Do you become intelligent? Can you just be intelligent?
So there are some people who are naturally born with a very high IQ.
Okay.
I hope you know this.
Like
right?
me, right? Of course I do.
So some people that are not born with a high IQ, they will obviously need to learn, right? Develop skill, knowledge, apply that knowledge, all right? And then they would further down the line be termed as intelligent people.
Interesting. So it's both ways. Some can be some people can be talented and some can be a skill. So you just have to discover which one is your talent and which you have to get.
Simple scenario: football. We all know that Messi is very talented, very, very talented. Special shout out to all the Messi fans. We know that Cristiano Ronaldo may not be as talented as Messi, but he puts in the hard work. And so this is where hard work, learning the job comes in. All right. And so you put those two people at par today because one person is talented and they're also working hard, but the other person, because they know they don't have as much talent as that person, they put in more time into ensuring that they cover up for their lack of talent. For
Interesting.
do you get?
Yes. How can we be empathetic towards people who are not very? Because I feel like eloquence might be overrated in this part. Do you think it's overrated? One, and two, how can we be empathetic towards people who are not very eloquent or who are not meeting up to par?
Okay, so I don't think that eloquence is overrated.
Oh, really? Why?
And so I would have asked you a question. When you say it's overrated, I would say give me scenarios. That way I'll be able to better answer your
So
questions.
would you rather take an eloquent woman or an intelligent woman to your family and let's assume that your dad and mom are professors?
Okay, so I would take, like I said, all of these things can be taught. Eloquence is a skill; it can be taught. So I will take an intelligent person
over an eloquent person. So meaning that eloquence is overrated.
But you will need it. You will need it at some point in your life.
Yeah, I get it, but you will definitely pick an intelligent person over an eloquent person. I mean, why? Why are you going for intelligence?
So because I mean, sometimes the person may not even be in the position to always speak. I'm an MC, I'm a compere.
So you can speak on our behalf.
Do you get? I can speak. You don't necessarily have to be out there. That is my work. Be intelligent. Be all of that. But of course, like I said, eloquence is one aspect of intelligence.
It's very sweet to say until the person that is intelligent now can start to speak one English that you will now drag her in and go and
that's why I said it can be taught.
Now be my eleha.
And that's why I said anything in this life can be taught. You can learn it.
No offense to the elehas out there. I had to say that. No offense at all. So yeah, you pick an intelligent over eloquence.
Yes, I will.
And then you'll be hiding her inside the house.
I will not hide her because.
Do your intelligence with your kids.
Because see, the thing is, I know for a fact that every intelligent person wants to be out there to speak. The only thing that is holding them back is fear of not saying the right things or whether what they will say will be accepted.
Of mockery.
Did you get?
Judgment.
So if they knew that, listen, I've gone to public speaking classes, I've trained myself, I've had courses, I've taken courses, and I can translate my being intelligent into speaking.
What about people who are stammerers or who have
speech impairment?
Yes. What about them?
Well, for people who have speech impairment, and it's natural, right? They were born with it. And so speech impairment sometimes, well, which is why I said, is it natural or it's something that sometimes if you have stage fright, you could stammer a lot.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're speech impaired, because if you're having a regular conversation with your friend, you may be speaking properly. You probably would be having a normal conversation. But once it gets to the big stage where you have to speak in front of a large crowd, there's every tendency that you stammer, right? Which is why I said, if it is natural, you are born with it.
So
I'm not a doctor. So there is, I don't know how to go about that. But I know for a fact that even kids who they say are not so smart, they end up, this thing is training. It's training. That's the truth. Whatever it is that you're not good at today, give yourself time. Learn. You will definitely get better at it. It's not a one-day thing.
Interesting. This is still Deep Waters with Deborah Waters, and I have just a few minutes at the end of the show. If you have thoughts and questions, the late MC, Ayo Mike, Ayodeji is still in the house. If you have thoughts and questions, please do also calling before the end of the show on 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. We're literally moving from the deep waters onto the shore, so yeah, please feel free to join the conversation. So what do you think are the common misconceptions about intelligence or eloquence? Is there any particular one that you would love to correct?
Misconceptions about intelligence or eloquence. First, that they mean the same thing. Yes, they don't mean the same thing.
They mean the same thing.
They do not
don't
mean the same thing.
But a caller said they mean to her, they meant the same thing though. And I understood from her perspective. I kind of like understood, because if you're looking at the bigger picture, like, oh, if you're intelligent and you can't express yourself, then are you really intelligent? Kind of like vibe. But I also understand your perspective too, that intelligence also is deeper than just ability to speak.
Yes.
And express yourself. So go on.
Yeah. So, I mean, going from what you just said now, in the tech space, there are people who do back end, all right, and there are people who are in the front end. The back end guys, they're highly intellectual. They don't talk. Well, most of them do not talk. But you see the front end, they are the talkers, because they are the ones who would need to project what has been done. Does it mean that the people who are at the back end are not, they are not intelligent? No, it doesn't mean. It means they're intelligent, but they don't have the requisite skills to be out there, to be at the forefront. So, like I said, one of the misconceptions that I'd like to clear today is that eloquence and intelligence mean the same thing. That is not true. And you are not an intelligent person. You're not termed as intelligent just by being eloquent. There are lots of things to intelligence, all right?
And the truth is, even if according to what you just said, even if the people out there, you're not termed intelligent by being eloquent, the people who are not that intelligent, they will still see that eloquence as intelligence, because they're thinking, oh, this thing that this person is saying and doing, I cannot do it. So that means they are better than me. That means they're more.
And should I shock
than
you?
me.
Those people who are more eloquent, who are more verbal, they would make more money than the intelligent people. That's the truth. Because they are verbal about it. They may have just little knowledge about something, about a particular topic, but they can speak passionately about it. You would think that they are speaking about, the best thing after jollof rice, but they will make more money than those people who are intelligent but are not able to articulate their thoughts properly. Yes, because they're always out there.
Well, depending on the field.
Depending on the field, yes. Depending on the field.
I'd rather just go for the person that is intelligent.
But do you know that even in tech, even in top places, the people who they would say in management, yes, you have the skill, but management goes beyond just having the skill. Now you're managing people, right? You're managing the business. You're bringing in businesses. Trust me, every management person has to be someone that can speak well and that can stir up emotions. Because at the end of the day, you are the face of the company. So that's why I said just being intelligent would not necessarily get you to the very top of
I guess
your
that's why
career.
celebrities are celebrities.
Yes, these guys are out there.
Yes.
Doesn't mean they have the stuff, yes, but they are out there.
So we need to have both.
Yes, it's very
Comfortable
important.
to-
Very, very. I mean, a good measure, a good balance of both of them. Intelligence will never go out of sale. That's the truth. So you need to actually read up on things. You need to know things, and you need to apply your knowledge. Beyond that, you need to be vocal about what you can do,
Interesting.
about your
That's
abilities.
really, really key. Thank you so much, Ayomai, for coming on the show.
Thank you so
How
much
can
for
people
having
find
me.
you on social media, Mr. Eloquent MC?
All right, so I mean, I play majorly in Instagram. I've been told to go on TikTok, but I'm still considering it. I think social media is a lot to handle,
It is.
to be honest.
It is.
So on Instagram, you would find me at Ayomike. That's AYOMIIC. All right, I'll take it again. AYOMIIC. Please do not mistake it for just a single I. It is double IC. And that's pretty much where I'm at, actually. I will go on YouTube soon.
Okay, we'll be
Yep.
waiting for
I will
you.
go on TikTok soon, so yes.
Yeah,
Be on
we
the
your
lookout for
intelligent
me.
fans are waiting for you. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you.
the show. It's good
Thank
to
you
have
for
you on the show.
having
To all
me.
my callers
Thank
and listeners, I had ladies calling today. That was such a breath of fresh air. I know you guys calling regularly, but this it shows that we have very intelligent women out there. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Have a great weekend. I'll be back again on Monday at 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. for another exciting show for you. So please do well to follow at deepwaters_podcast on Instagram and Facebook. I'm your host, Deborah Waters, and this has been Deep Waters with Deborah Waters and
Ayomike.
bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.